Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to live a life of total and utter extravagance, where your every heart's desire is met without a second thought? What would you do if you had immense riches beyond comprehension and palaces more splendid than you could ever conceive? Would you lounge on your mega yacht in the Mediterranean, surrounded by bowing staff ready to cater your every whim? Or zoom through the streets in a different rainbow-colored Lamborghini for each day of the week? For the elite Saudi royal family, this kind of wild indulgence in wealth is not a fantasy, it's real life. So are you ready to take a voyeuristic peek behind the curtain into the Saudi royals' life of extreme privilege? Brace yourself as we reveal the decadent excesses that oil billions can buy. From golden escalators in sprawling pleasure palaces to private jets with throne rooms, the endless parade of Saudi royal indulgence knows no bounds. But how deep does their fortune go? And is there a dark side to this seemingly charmed life of carefree opulence floating high above the average Saudi citizens that keep the House of Saud in power? Let's slake our curiosity by dishing on the secret world of Saudi royalty, a sphere of dazzling riches most of us will never experience firsthand in our wildest dreams. First, let's talk palaces. When it comes to royal residences, the Saudi royal family takes extravagance to another level. Can you even imagine living in a home with over 2,000 rooms? Well, that's the case with the sprawling Erga Palace complex near Riyadh. This mega palace features its own massive mosque, acres of manicured gardens, and of course hundreds of lavishly decorated bedrooms and salons decked out in gold, marble, and precious works of art. It's said to be one of the biggest palaces in the world. No wonder with all that space. Or what about Al Yamama Palace in Jeddah along the Red Sea coast? Talk about fancy digs, this one boasts actual gold-plated front doors. Inside, it's just as jaw-dropping with intricate marble floors, grand fountains, and rare painting masterpieces covering the walls. No expense was spared to make this into an awe-inspiring royal residence. Can you envision exclusive dignitaries and heads of state mingling in these halls on special occasions? When the pressures of palace life get too intense, Saudi royals escape to their own over-the-top vacation estates worldwide for some rest and relaxation amongst even more luxury, if you can imagine. One prime party destination is Marbella Villa, situated right along the gorgeous Spanish coastline. This sprawling mansion features decadent marble everywhere and even its own private beach for fun in the sun. And if royal family members need entertainment, they can just head to the on-site nightclub to dance the night away or knock down pins at their personal bowling alley located right inside the villa. I guess when you're royalty, leisure and extravagance take priority wherever you roam. In addition to over-the-top real estate, the Saudi royal family also owns an unbelievable collection of luxury transportation befitting a royal entourage. To cruise the open waters, they boast several gigantic yachts like the ultra-modern Serene, equipped with not just a hot tub and pool, but also a helicopter landing pad, movie theater, and underwater viewing lounge. And for venturing by air, they have an entire fleet of private jets decked out with the highest levels of extravagance possible. One custom Boeing 747 is designed specially for the most senior royals, complete with a lavish throne room, lush sleeping quarters, and even a steam room and spa so they can travel in utmost comfort. And we can't forget their mind-blowing array of luxury vehicles, top-tier supercars from Bugatti, Rolls-Royce, Lamborghini, and the like, to take them speeding through the streets in VIP style. But the Saudi royal family's lavish lifestyle involves far more than just residences and transportation. This elite cadre of royals also sits on an almost unfathomable fortune that enables them to afford the very finest things worldwide. The Saudi royals' wealth enables them to amass some of the most impressive private collections on the planet. We're talking masterpieces by renowned artists like Picasso and Van Gogh. Their lavish homes contain gallery upon gallery to showcase these artistic treasures worth hundreds of millions. And their walk-in closets overflow with the latest haute couture pieces straight off Paris runways. Versace and Valentino gowns, Harry Winston diamonds, couture abayas by Elie Saab. For some Saudi royals, yearly wardrobe budgets can exceed what an average person makes in a lifetime. This is luxury consumption at its most unfettered extreme. Some members of the family are so wealthy, they nonchalantly drop millions on personal mega yachts or French chateaus without batting an eye. Conspicuous consumption seems almost like a competitive sport amongst some royals trying to outdo each other in spectacles of excess. Yet all this is usually kept far out of sight from average Saudi citizens, for whom such extravagance is unimaginable. While we may marvel at the Saudi royals' lavish lifestyle, it's important to balance this perspective by also considering the stark contrast with how average Saudis live. Despite being an oil-rich nation, income inequality remains high in the kingdom, and women still face strict controls on finances and freedom. While we commoners may gawk at the Saudi royals' glittering wealth, many Saudi citizens view their lavish lifestyles as deeply unfair in light of the economic struggles facing wider society. Despite being an oil-rich nation, Saudi Arabia grapples with unemployment and growing income inequality. Yet some royals continue funneling millions into vanity projects and symbols of excess, like swanky European villas or mega yacht one-upmanship. To many, this conspicuous consumption seems to contribute little to society, while common Saudis cope with austerity. Some critics believe the royals feel entitled to the country's wealth without working for the citizenry or earning this position. They argue the royal family relies more on lineage and clerical approval rather than merit. Questions simmer about why such extravagance remains unchecked and whether unrest may grow. Of course, the House of Saud contains over 15,000 members. Not all indulge in over-the-top sprees. More modest royals focus inwardly on religious study or outwardly champion causes like improving education and women's rights. Yet despite attempts at incremental reform, the loudest headlines still trumpet the latest 9-figure royal supercar or impressive handbag collection. The split perception surrounding Saudi royals' privileges risks internal tensions. While average citizens claw their way upward, the highest echelons continue floating untethered in wealth and whimsy. The contrast fans questions over what the monarchy gives back versus what it squanders from public coffers. How long can this dynamic endure before more voices demand accountability? For now, discreet royal reformers tend drowned out by the latest showcase of regal excess. But one wonders, how long can that last if society pushes harder for justice? The lavish reality of Saudi royals may seem tantalizingly glamorous on the surface, but peer deeper and perhaps it appears more tragic than admirable when contrasted with the economic struggles facing their people. We must remind ourselves that behind the gold-plated gates and shiny facade, no amount of wealth can buy deeper purpose or lasting contentment. So while we common folk may occasionally indulge in some curiosity about how the other half lives, we should mostly feel grateful not to bear the burdens and emptiness that often haunt even the most charmed lives. At the end of the day, perhaps the simple pleasures and loving bonds we share prove far more valuable than any parade of excess.